Hello, dear friends. This is 40 Nights with the Promise Consoler. And here we are. This is night 23. Yes, this is night 23 or day 23. And we're going to begin with chapter 36 from the book Luz Acima by the spirit author Humberto de Campos through Chico Xavier. Yes, this chapter is also published in another book that we mentioned already, Roteiro de Jesus, No Roteiro de Jesus, a compilation of all these fantastic texts that were written by Humberto de Campos, true revelations. He is a reporter of the beyond, bringing to us unprecedented illumination, consolation that goes beyond words at a very critical time on the earth, when people are forgetting about the deepest values of life, or the opposite, are in true need of cherishing the true values of life, right? Today is about the bearers of the good news. The actual title of chapter 36 is regarding Peter's hesitations. Okay, we're gonna read it, we're gonna study together to make sure that we give every one of us an opportunity to strengthen ourselves and go beyond what we have been doing for many lives. This life, we want to do it in a different way. We want to pursue the truth, the light, by making light inside of our hearts, right? Let me say hi to the beautiful community that is entering here while we immerse ourselves in this well of goodness. It's seriously this, it's unspoken goodness that is granted to all of us. The Spirit's message, as Chico Xavier used to say, is true treasure. Isn't it, friends? Hello, Rihanna. How are you? Hello, Solange. How are you, Solange? Hello, Sunshine. How are you? Hi, Marcela. How are you? Lea Severo. How are you, Lea? Kátia. How are you, Kátia? Julija. How is everything, Julija? Ceisa, beautiful Rose. How are you? Gratitude to you, dear Lea. Hello, Raquel. How are you? For those who are watching, don't forget, we have the group in Nevada County, Spiritism in Nevada County, connected to our beautiful sunshine, right? Hello, Tanya. How are you, Tanya? And Greg. Valéria Benfica. How are you, friend? Elisete. How are you, Elisete Cunha? Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you. Friends, it's so interesting because as we're studying this, you're finding new opportunities, right? To unfold your life in ways you've probably always dreamt of, but now Jesus is giving us the key to open that very door of our hearts and free ourselves of impediments. But you know, today it's about the hesitations of life. Peter, Simon Peter, he is one of our main characters of the story. Let's not forget, these are true accounts that were reported by Humberto de Campos, or Brother X, after he had the opportunity of attending the schools of the gospel in the spiritual realm. Okay, he was there attending them when he was also given permission to share some of the studies. Now imagine, as he says in the book Good News, imagine if you were allowed to share every single moment of Jesus' life. Some people say that Jesus was on earth for a very short period of life. Right? He discarnated on his 33rd birthday. But number one, for the time, that was a good life in a way, you know. Second, in spite of the fact that he was crucified, I'm saying. And second, for a spirit of his stature that is pure, that is already connected very harmoniously with the Lord of life, God. His every breath would be a story of love. Every encounter with every person would be as mesmerizing as the ones we're reading here every day. Now, we could write books after books after books, never ending, because he is the true expression of this alignment in harmony with God. Can you imagine, friends? The little that is already spread out, or let's say this, sprinkled on us, mesmerizes us, stimulates us, and is enough to train us to a different direction. And that's why Jesus is here as a guide and a model. In modern words, as a coach, life coach. Shall we? He is the life coach. Hello, Melissa. And you're right, Julija. In Australia, it's already Sunday. In South Africa, right, dear friend Rihanna, it's already Sunday. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Hello, Danny and Erica. Hello, Carol McVeigh. Hello. Hello, Greg. Gratitude, friend. All right. In Peter's hesitations. Soon after the apostles were established in Jerusalem, following the revelations of the Pentecost, the welfare service was beautifully organized, notwithstanding the persecutions that were outlined. One day, the welcoming house led by Simon Peter was sought by an unfortunate woman. She carried with her the stigma of a sinner. She had been stoned and presented bloody stains on her clothes in tatters. She pronounced awkward words. She was semi-mad and sick. The ladies of the Christian stronghold retracted, alarmed. Peter himself, who had received precious lessons from the Lord, hesitated about the proper attitude. Pause. For you and I, how often are we like Peter or the other people who are Christians, so-called followers of the good news, but when seeing somebody who is completely imbalanced or who is clearly out of balance, equilibrium, we judge, we hesitate in helping. How often do we do this, friends? How often? We need to ask ourselves, because this lesson is for us. It's not for the neighbors, not for a family member. It's for us, for each one of us. This message addresses our hesitations in life. What should one do in such circumstance? Peter was thinking. The shelter was intended for gathering unfortunate individuals. However, how should we classify the sad position of that woman who, of course, had sought the vessel of anguish in the excessive joys of life? Wasn't the sufferer redeeming her own debts? If she had drunk with madness in the cup of pleasures, wouldn't the gall of affliction be fitting for her? He was about to beg her to leave the shelter. Peter was about to beg the woman to leave the shelter when he recalled the necessity of praying. If the case was omitted in the governing provisions of the Fraternal Institute, it became imperative to consult the inspiration of the Messiah. Let us observe this, friends, before we go on. How often, before we take a major decision, or not only a major, but a decision, we pray, asking for Jesus' inspiration. Do you think Jesus is not going to be able to hear your prayers because he's too busy? And you have to pray for somebody else? Because Jesus said clearly that he is the way for us. So you and him, myself, I and him, we and him, we have this direct connection. Yes, we have superior spirits than us, but we can pray directly, asking for his inspiration. You know, it's just like a child and a parent. How often parents dream that their children ask for their help whenever needed. And how often the children grow up and they hesitate asking for the parents' help, thinking, they're not going to approve of what I'm doing, what's happening to me, they're going to judge me, they're going to say this, that, and the other, they're not going to be able to help me, and then I don't ask for help. Right? But in Jesus' case, there's no middleman or middlewoman. It's you and him. In these encounters with the Master, we're being encouraged by the very superior spirit who brought us these texts to do what Peter learned to do. Pray, asking for the Messiah's inspiration in our daily events of our daily lives. Do you feel ashamed that he's going to say, well, I've told you? No, he's not going to say that. Let us observe his attitude. Okay? Peter learned with him directly in that very life. And he's still hesitant, but exercising humility, he's asking for the Master's help. Right? Are we right? Well, the Master thought Peter would dictate the resource. Therefore, he would seek advice in the ardent prayer. Seek and you'll find. Knock and it will be open. Right? Ask and it will be given. We need to seek the good. Seeking the good is seeking the Messiah. Seeking the one that was promised by God to be sent to us to guide our ways. Friends, if you are a parent, you know how relevant it is when a child asks for your help at critical times. Do you think Jesus would in any way push us away, judge us, etc.? Time and again we're given the proof that he never judges. He's always embracing. He never turns anybody down. He's always giving. So we're given tonight a tool. You know what it is? A dash button. Dash button. Yes, like Amazon.com. There are dash buttons. If you use a product very often, you can buy the dash button, keep it in your home or your office, and if you are running out of it, you just push a button. They already know they have to send one for you. That's the dash button for the connection with Jesus, okay? This ardent belief, the faith, the prayer, saying, Jesus, we need you. I need you. You know, I need you because I'm trying to work on a diet, but it's not working. It could be that, because it's a matter of health. Jesus, I am working on being more patient, but you know it's not working. Do you have another way of teaching me how to be more patient? What would you pray for right now? What would you pray for? What hesitation is inside of you that would open the door for you to push that button and say, Jesus, I need you. You see, talking about Jesus, here comes Rita Di Cassia. Hello, Rita Di Cassia. How are you? And McCurfy Claire, how are you too, friend? Erica is here with Danny. Okay, so he would seek advice in ardent prayer. And then, while the unfortunate woman waited for a reply, under the disapproval of a small crowd that contemplated her wounds, the apostle sought the solitude of the domestic sanctuary and exhorted the protection of the divine friend who had been crucified. In a few moments, observe this, the time in between the prayer and the answer. The prayer and the answer. In a few moments, Peter saw Jesus shining in bright light, not far from his hands, which Peter stretched in supplication. Visualize, friends. Peter cried, directly talking about the subject, knowing about the brevity of those unforgettable moments. Master. At the entrance, there is a sinner admitted to evil. Help me, inspire me. What should I do? What should I do? How often people come at work, in the streets, at home, in your communities, churches, spiritist centers. They knock for help. And you look at them and you're like, I don't think I can do anything for this person. But before you say no, hold on. Wait, pray, and then Jesus is going to tell us. The Savior opened his sublime lips and said, Peter, I have not come to heal the healthy. Aha! Right, Constance Franklin? Thank you, Rita Di Cassia, for being with us. Right, Tanya, we would ask for improvement of our knowledge to Jesus. Hello, Maria Silva, how are you? So we would ask the disciple, Peter. He understood Jesus' reference, but he pondered the grave responsibility of the one who manages what he was managing. And he highlighted, Lord, we are now without your direct and visible guidance. Why should we receive her in this house? She's going to be judged. To be judged. And with the same serene look, Jesus replied, many judges remain on earth. Let us observe the nonverbal lessons of Jesus. He opens his mouth never to reprimand. Have you observed it? He is very positive. He's always positive. He's always very positive. And serene. Serene. Peter is hesitant. He doesn't know, he's confused. And then he's even crying. Simon asks Jesus in tears, we're going to let her in to make her feel the extent of her mistakes. And the master said, no, Peter. She's reminded of her condition by 1,000 mouths, the curse and many others, the hands, the stones, the cast the stones. And Peter continues asking the master, are we going to let her in to give her the notion of the affliction she has plunged into her own life? And Jesus replied, neither. Regarding ungrateful tasks like that, there are those who exploit, bringing hunger and thirst, mourning and grief. Peter keeps asking, are we going to let her in our house to tell her about the sorrows that await her in this or the other world? Quote marks, quotation marks. And Jesus replies, no, not yet. In this terrible labor breathes the accusing spirits, who do not hesitate in condemning in the name of the Father, forgetting their own faults. Before we go on, pause again. Have you observed the dialogue? What Jesus is saying in between? He's saying, you who follow me, the gospel, the good news, shall not do what? Turn people down because they're in need. Because they're criminals. Because that's why we're here. He's saying, we're not here to judge. So he's saying what we're not to do. He's saying, no, you're not supposed to judge. He's saying, no, you're not going to remind people of their mistakes. No, we're not going to increase her afflictions. No, we're not going to tell her the consequences in the afterlife, etc. Because these are the words of the accusers, the people who feel like the book Action and Reaction or the Liberation book. The spirits who feel themselves as judges. We know, no. They can do it, but we, the ones who follow the good news, no. You feel happy about it, right, friends? Tanya, Melissa, every friend here? Yes, me too. This is the feeling of when we are in a community that follows the good news. Good news is good news. It can't be bad news. So we can't break bad news to people when they come searching for the good news. They come for the good news, we deliver good news. We don't deliver bad news. We deliver hope. We deliver joy. We deliver the message of hope, the message of joy. We're not here to tell them the opposite. Jesus is very positive. He's telling Peter, don't go there. Right? And Tanya is saying, judgment is one of our big challenges, isn't it? Super challenge. Super challenge. In the book Jesus in the Home by the Spirit Neo Lúcio through Chico Xavier, we have a beautiful story that Jesus tells us. He told the disciples, repeated to us, the importance of learning how to be encouraging. And he shows the man who felt like so righteous that whenever he met people who came his way, asking what he thought about their projects, their ideas, he was always telling people, no, don't open a hospital. No, don't open a church. No, don't even think about going there. You're not ready for this. So he didn't want to discourage people, but he ended up discouraging everyone. And at the end of the story, Jesus tells his disciples, when you kill people's hopes, you're killing people. By the way, we should have refrained from using in our vocabulary such words, you know? We have these expressions nowadays that are so paradoxical. We need to be more coherent, right? I died of joy, stuff like this, and said, I would hate if you did this. I'm like, hate? Why not being positive? Like, I would love that you did this, that, and the other. So Jesus is teaching us a positive approach. He is teaching us to be encouraging. Scale 0 to 10, blinking, ding, 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 ding. Where are we? Where are we regarding encouraging? Are you encouraging? Do you have an easy time encouraging people, spreading this joy, spreading hope, making them feel that they are children of God without even saying it? They come to you with a problem, lemons. You squeeze them, shh. Okay, my friend, lemonade. Ta-da! You didn't do anything but be encouraging. Saying, these are not true lemons. This is actually lemonade. How about that? Right, friend? Think about this. Breathe in and out. So we feel in the moment. And we feel it's worthwhile. Be in the present. Be encouraging. And not worried about tomorrow. Right? Rita Di Cassia is saying, Vanessa, you remind me of something very good. My mother was the only one who called me Rita Di Cassia. I think because she really loves some Rita Di Cassia, and now you call me the same way. I remember her a lot. My friend, you are Rita Di Cassia, and it's not by chance. Thank you for sharing it. There is a reason for sure. Our loved ones are always with us, and they are more evident when we are in these beautiful currents of constructive thoughts, as André Luiz says. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, my friend. Let's go back. What happened? Did Peter make it? Did he drop his hesitations? Let's see. The former fisherman of Capernaum wept. He was like, can you imagine? You have this conflict inside of you. Jesus comes, doesn't reprimand you. On the contrary, he reinforces you to do the best. And the old person inside of us, the ones from many conditionings, would keep on the same direction. Jesus saying, come on, not you. You already know. There's no need. You already know. Come on, open your heart. Open your heart. The wheels of the heart go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels of the heart go round and round, round and round to God. So open them up to feel the love. Open them up to feel the love. Open them up to feel the love. And singing in the rain. Uh-oh, we're mixing two songs. But that's the joy of living, right? Yes, Constance Franklin is sharing. I try to keep myself spreading good words. Everything that brings hope and a smile worthy to be said. Why not? It's worth it. Thank you, Constance. You're right. It's worthwhile investing on the good. Let us seek the good. Feel the good. Visualize the good. Mold our lives to the good. I know we have times we have headaches, heartaches, and aches here, aches there. It's normal, right? We are tired. We are disappointed and frustrated. But then, quickly, we bounce back. Boom. Because now we know. Right? Yes. So Peter wept, supplicating, because in his heart he wished to conform to what justice dictates, exemplifying at the same time the love that the Christ has bequeathed to him. He arched down, sobbing. When we encounter the Master, we're so true to our emotions that no matter if we're men or women, we're not afraid of feeling what we feel. Jesus wants us to be real. The real deal, real humanity, as in the book Living Spring, real humanity. He came to teach us to be humans, not angels. Humans. And to be human is to feel. Yes? We have that, right? The philosopher said, I think then I am. And we, in the current science, and after even Jesus, we would say, I feel, then I am. I feel. Emmanuel in the book, Thought in Life, teaches us that emotions, they trigger thoughts. Thoughts trigger what? Attitude, actions, and attitude. So every being begins in our vibrations, emotions. What are you feeling? How often we don't know what we're feeling, right? Hello, Adriana Carvalho. How are you? And Tanya, you're right. We have our moments of depression, right, Margaret Carmel? Thank you for the stars and the flower. Friends, he was conflicted. He ignored how to proceed in the inquiries, but Jesus approached Peter. Jesus was enlightened and benevolent, always. He wiped his tears that flowed abundantly and clarified. Can you believe it? Jesus was wiping the tears that were rolling down Peter's face. My friend, this is the kind Master. We're yet to feel the magnitude of his kindness. He is not this Master that people portray, distant, cold, that teaches but doesn't get involved. No. He commits himself to the point that he's given his life in the flesh. A master that we're yet to understand. That's why he told Nicodemus, Nicodemus, it's not only about knowing the scriptures, you forgot to feel them. Feel the kindness. Humberto de Campos, thank you Humberto de Campos for bringing to us this scenario that we didn't know until today. That Jesus can wipe our tears with his own hands while teaching us. No, this is not my invention. It's written in the text. And I don't believe with blind faith. It makes sense with our reasoning that the ultimate divine master is the example of kindness. Kindness, if a mother and a father can be kind, imagine Jesus in his unconditional divine love. If a mother and a father would kindly hold a crying child in the arms and wipe the tears off of the face and bring consolation, why wouldn't Jesus do the same to you and I remember this unique night, and you may have had your experiences, but I remember when one night, dark regarding emotions, I, for the first time ever, knelt down on my knees and I was like, Jesus, you know you're the only one I need, and that I can ask, please. And then I shared my prayer, but with indescribable emotion, like I've never asked before. From that day on, many things changed. Of course, we keep working as hard as usual. We keep striving to better ourselves, but we feel the difference. It's this direct connection. We cannot be afraid. For many lives we believed that only the priest or the pastor, angelic beings, can talk to Jesus and to God. Spiritism comes and sings Allan Kardec. We've got to know that we have a direct connection. Yes, we have a direct connection, and so did Peter. And Jesus clarified to Peter and to all of us, Peter, to smite and to curse, to sentence and to punish. The city and the country are full of evil servants. We're not here to be justice seekers of Jesus. Not us, friends. No longer us. Our ministry goes beyond justice itself. In order to be fulfilled, the gospel demands the help of those who support and educate, who build and saves, who consoles and renounces, loves and forgives. Give access to our lost sister and help her to stand up again. Do not plunge her into deeper cliffs. Take her away from death and bring her to life. Do not forget that we are bearers of the good news of salvation. Soon after, Jesus fell in silence, dissolving his radiant figure in this beautiful light of the evening hour. The apostle got up, took a few steps, crossed a long line of frightened brothers, opened the door meekly, and addressed the woman welcomely. Come in, the house is yours. Who are you? The unhappy, haunted woman asked. I? Asked Peter. With his eyes soaked with tears, he concluded, I am your brother. This is our ultimate attitude, friends. We need to drop that ancient personality of judging, of feeling that we're the ones creating justice in our homes. No, we're not the ones. That's why we're advising you, go, watch the movie Moana. Watch the movie The Beauty and the Beast. We have these beautiful Disney movies reminding all of us in the new generation. But you know, by the way, you are the new generation. You are, because Kardec said that the new generation was already coming at his time. You already are part of the new generation. You are already the soul that reincarnated to do good. And we're no longer here to make justice. We're here like Moana, to face Taka. As Virginia says, the bad angel, the one that was stolen the heart. And she says, this is not who you are. With courage, with love, and puts the heart back. It's love. The beast in Beauty and the Beast only transforms him or herself when there is true love. It's always the same Christ-conscious message. We're not here to make justice, to push people away. We're here to do the opposite. Jesus says, the gospel asks us to help those who support and educate, build and save, console and renounce, love and forgive. We are here to feel ourselves united, empowered, you and I and everybody else. True love, friends. Let's not forget, no one in this world is not a child of God. Everyone is, including those who in a political, impolite moment do not shake their hands. Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. But they are also children of God. So let us sing to them and to us, the old inside of us. You are the child of God. You are the child of God. You reincarnated to learn to do good. We're learning something new. And if you're learning something new and you change yourself, people look at you like, I don't believe. Have you changed? Is this really you? And you say, yes. This is the new me. I am the new generation. I want to be the new generation. It's a matter of will. Nobody will tell you you are or you're not. You make the decision. Do you want to be the new generation? Do you want to be the new brother and sister of everybody who knocks on the door of your life? It's up to you. It was up to Peter. It is up to you. what do we do? Like Peter, let us now get up, take our steps, cross the long line of the challenges in our life, open the door meekly, and be welcoming. And feel, I am your sister. I am your brother. A kiss and a hug of gratitude. And until tomorrow, God willing.